again, I'm going to do another quick live for around about half an hour. And today I want to talk a little bit about distance Reiki and how distance Reiki works. So it's something that I get asked quite a lot. I get a lot of questions. Well, what's all that about? How does it actually work? How can you send or give me healing from the other side of the world? And if you look at my website, I have loads and loads of testimonials from people that have received distance healing and have felt the benefit of distance healing. But let's break it down. Let's look at what distance healing actually is and how it actually works. So, if you don't know who I am, I'm a Reiki master teacher, practitioner. I also practice hypnotherapy, EFT, Indian head massage, and I'm also a meditation teacher and coach. So, if any of those subjects tickle your fancy and you want to find a little bit more out about them, then do subscribe to the channel because there's loads of information on this channel about all of those subjects, plus more on top of that as well, about you, about your development, about using Reiki and different spiritual practices in everyday life to find balance in life and to be able to harmonize your energy. But let's think about Reiki. Let's talk about Reiki. How can I send healing from here, where I am as a trained practitioner, to somebody in, say, maybe America or Canada? So, when we think about Reiki, when we think about the actual practice, the first thing that we already have is the intention. The intention is everything with regards to Reiki, and the power of the mind is the biggest aspect of it. But also we also have to practice Reiki ourselves to help to calm our minds, to harmonize our own energy. We do that by using the Reiki precepts, the Reiki principles, the mantras, the symbols, using the mantras with the symbols, and trying to live that Reiki life in each and every day, which I know can be difficult. But that is why it's more of a test, really, to see how balanced we are in everyday life and how much of a powerful Reiki practitioner we might be to be able to pass that forward and that healing forward to other people. So we have to think of ourselves all as energetic receivers and drains, basically. We are all that. We all receive and we all give energy. And as we are moving through life and we're walking around the street, we're going to busy supermarkets, we're going to busy places, we're interacting with all of these different energies from different people. We're interacting with people that might be carrying a lot of grief, they might be carrying trauma, they might be carrying um, lots of negative energy, they might be very worried, they might have a lot of anger, they might have all this stuff that a lot of people tend to carry these days, a lot of anxious thoughts or depression, and they carry that not just physically and mentally, but they also carry it in their energy because at the end of the day, energy is everything. And everything within our life, everything in this realm has an energetic signature. It is energy. So this desk that is here is energy. It's just in a different, it's just in a different form, basically. It's not in just the energy that is see-through, basically. So everything has a frequency. And you have a frequency. I have a frequency. Everybody has a frequency. So the more that we work on ourselves, the more that we harmonize our own energy, the more that we work on our own energy and develop the energy from within, we change our frequency. We change our frequency to then be able to facilitate the healing to others. That healing can actually be felt by somebody else on the other side of the world. I've had a few clients in the past, some that's been in Florida, that's been in Canada, they've been in Australia, they've been in India, they've been in Japan. They've all booked, they've all received distance healing from me, and they've all felt the benefit of the healing, of the Reiki. And a lot of them have left testimonials on the website, so you can go and check them out as well. On my website, and all my details are always linked below in the descriptions box, so you can check them out there. However, when we think of ourselves, so we are all drains and receivers of energy. We are all carrying a frequency. So we move around our day and we're picking up on different frequencies and different energies from other people. You can also, so if we think of people that do psychic readings or mediumship readings and obviously distance healing, because it all comes under the same brackets basically, is what we're doing is we're just tapping into that field. We're tapping into that. Hi, Karthik. we're tapping into that frequency of that energy. So whether you want to call that spirit, whether you want to call it God, whether you want to call it the Buddha nature, whether you want to call it your Christ consciousness, whether you want to call it the universe or source, it's got so many different names and so many different ways of explaining it and expressing it. But fundamentally, that is what we are all a part of. We are all a part of that. We all have this energy permeating through us. And that is what we're tapping into. We're tapping into that very aspect of that person. We're going through uh, the motions sometimes of what they're feeling, of what they're experiencing. I'm going through a lot at the minute. Sorry to hear that, Karthik. Do if you want to share here, if you want a little bit of healing before I have to dash off, or if you want to book some healing, head into this descriptions box of this video or any of my other videos. They all have my details in. So there's my website on there, there's all of my socials on there, so feel free to head over there and check them out. My website is reikizen.co.uk. It's on my t-shirt actually, if you can see that. reikizen.co.uk. Head over there, have a look, check out the services page. You can look at everything that I do, and have a look around. So we're all of a frequency. We're all of that. So, and it is this consciousness that we're connecting to. You're in the UK. Oh, fab, excellent. Again, I'm just talking about distance healing, so this is probably perfect timing. This is maybe a divine coincidence that you're here for this video now because you're in the UK. You might not be local to me. You don't need to be local to me because I'm talking about distance healing and how beneficial distance healing is to everybody that receives it. So do check out my testimonials page because a lot of them are recipients that have received distance healing in various parts of the world, and they've all felt the benefit of it. So do check them out as well. It is extremely powerful and extremely good for anybody that can't get to me physically. Then energetically, we can reach each other energetically. Okay, excellent. Thank you. So the distance healing is basically, if we think of ourselves, like I say, we talk about ourselves as being drains and receivers of energy. So if we think of ourselves when we're tapping into that frequency by using the meditations, by using the mantras, by practicing the practices that we use in everyday life within Reiki circles to help harmonize ourselves and calm our minds so we can connect to that energy that is within, then we can start giving the distance healing because people are going to receive it, they will be receptive of it. And all I do basically is I will be sat here for half an hour or an hour, depending on how long it might be. And I will be setting my intention to send the healing to whoever it may be, wherever they are in the world, in the country, whatever it might be, for that time, for the highest good. And they will receive the healing. They will get the healing. What will you receive on your end? What will you feel? Sometimes people may feel a gentle tingling. They might feel some heat or cool spots. They might see colors when they've got their eyes closed in the field of vision. That is just to do with the energy that is flowing through the body. They might feel very little other than feeling very, very relaxed as well. That is also a side effect of receiving healing distantly, is you just feel relaxed, very relaxed. And that for me is enough to know that the Reiki is doing what it needs to do. I think we always consciously want to be able to sense or hear or see or feel something to give us evidence, to give us proof that it's working. But when we think about working in the realms of spirit, when we think about our spirit guides and our belief in knowing that they are around us, they are supporting us and they are guiding us on every step of this journey, we don't see them. We just know. We just have a deep knowing within that there is an energy force much more greater, much more powerful than we can even comprehend with our little minds, that there is something bigger that is pulling all the strings, this divine play, this divine guidance that we are all a part of. And this is how distance healing works. So if I set an intention then that intention is going to that cause for the highest good of that person. An intention itself has an energy frequency. The emotion of the love that I feel or the compassion that I feel for that person, for whatever they may be going through, is being sent on that intention with that frequency. So everything is a frequency. I'm not doing readings at the moment. I'm just talking about distance Reiki, but I will do a live at some point where I will do some readings. I will do some tarot, maybe some oracle card pulls. I will do some guidance videos at some point. So keep an eye on the channel, and do subscribe to keep an eye on the content and to know when I'm going live. So I will do some readings at some point. At the minute, I'm just covering the subject of distance healing and distance Reiki currently. You're very welcome, Janet. You're very welcome. I hope you're well as well. I hope you're well and having a wonderful day. So that is what we're doing. That is the frequency that we are working with, and it is a beautiful frequency. And what do I feel as a practitioner when I'm working with that Reiki? Um, when I'm working distantly, when I'm working in person, that they're two totally different energies for me. I love it as well. Absolutely love it, Janet. I really, really do. I love working with all of this, anything to do with energy and expanding our minds, our consciousness that little bit further. Oh, you've just got out of a Oh, sorry to hear that. Really, really sorry to hear that. I'll put you down on my healing list if you want. I can send you some distance healing. I do that every Sunday at 8 p.m. If you want me to put you down, I can make a note of your name. If you want to be receptive of that, I can make a note and I can do you some distance healing on Sunday. Like I say, I have a free healing list every week at 8 p.m. UK time. And if anybody ever wants any healing, then I can send them some distance healing as well. So do feel free. If you don't get me here, then do feel free to email me via the website and get in touch. I'm not single, no. So, uh, where was I? What was I discussing? So we're talking about this energy. We're talking about this frequency. And so, what do I feel as a practitioner? As a practitioner, I usually feel very, very relaxed as well. Because as you're receiving the healing, I'm also receiving healing as well. And this is something that we often say in Reiki circles as well: is if you're not feeling well, if you're not feeling 100%, then don't give the healing, don't give the energy to somebody, because you're going to receive more of the healing than what they will. So so this is something known as reciprocal healing. When you're giving healing, whether it's distance or in person, it makes no difference. You're still going to be receiving the healing. So only give the healing when you're 100% top notch well. Janet, I'll pop you down. Do you want it down as Janet Quinn or Janet Woods? Which one do you want it down as, your name? The last name is my ex's, so please don't use that one. Okay. So, yeah, I tend to just feel very relaxed. I sometimes get tingling myself. I sometimes feel heat or cool spots. When I feel these heat or cool spots in the body as well, usually it's indicative of something that the client is going through. And this is when I'm working distantly with distance healing. If I'm working in person, I tend to have more of an empathic connection with the client. So it'll be more of a one-to-one. I'll have more of an emotional connection to them of what they're going through. But when it's distant, when it's the distance healing, it's sometimes it's a very psychic connection as well. Sometimes it's very clear. And some of the messages that I get through are very clear from either their guides, from my guides, from the higher self, from whatever that realm may be, because it's all the same thing basically. At the end of the day, it's all frequency, and we're just tuning into it. Um, Sometimes people like to talk about spirit guides. Sometimes people like to talk about the higher self, or they'll talk about speaking with the angels or the ancestors. But for me, it's all on the same frequency. we're just tuning in to that, to what that is, to be able to hear the messages that we need to hear. So yeah, sometimes that happens. Sometimes I go into the Akashic as well. So I'll see Akashic things that need to be aware of. So it may be past lives, it may be things that they need to work on from the Akashic realm that we need to be aware of. Sometimes I'll see past lives as well that they need to be aware of. Sometimes I'll see their guides. And yeah, there's a whole host of things really that can happen when I'm sending healing. But usually the majority of the time it's just very relaxed, it's very calm. I sometimes use crystals as well alongside the healing. I love using crystals, and I still enjoy using crystals now because they have a very unique frequency uh, as well as the Reiki. And crystals work really, really well alongside Reiki and alongside Reiki healing. So distance healing is really something that is it's something that is kind of beyond the realm of the physical, of what we can actually feel and sense and touch. And it's just a deep knowing. It really is a deep knowing. And um, a lot of my clients that I've worked with that have received the distance healing, where again, wherever they may be in the world, they've always sensed or felt something, whether it be just a general feeling of overall relaxation, or a color, or a ringing in the ears, or just a sense that there's somebody there that is helping them in a loving way. That is something else that people can sometimes feel as well when they're receiving the Reiki healing. So it really is a beautiful frequency to work with. Um, so yeah, and it's how I started my business. To be fair, I only started doing distance healing, and all of my clients to begin with were distance. Now I have a lot more in person than I do distance, but I still do enjoy doing distance healing. Um, when people book in for sessions, because they're always different, they're always unique, they're always very, very special and very sacred. And that's really what I love so much about them. And I also love my own process of just working on my own energy. And I always give myself about 15-20 minutes before a session so I can just meditate, I can just calm my mind, I can connect to the Reiki energy and just feel it in every cell of my being, before I'm sending it for that cause for whoever it may be. As well, sometimes people don't tell me what's going on with them. And well, to be fair, the last few distance sessions that I've done over the last sort of 6 months, nobody's told me what they've got going on. And basically, it's stuff that I've picked up on through the healing session that they're like, oh, well, you didn't even ask. How do you know that? So there is some information that does come through on a psychic level that sometimes either it's a situation that they're in, or it's something that they need to be aware of to be able to get past whatever this block may be that's stopping them in life somewhere. So distance healing is really, really powerful. It's really beneficial um, to everybody's overall health. It really, really is. Well, what I can do, Janet, like I say, I can put you down on my weekly healing list, which is every Sunday, because I know not everybody can afford. But I can put you down on my weekly healing list, which is totally free of charge, and the Reiki is just as powerful as receiving it in person on a one-to-one basis. It's just the same thing. You don't dilute the energy. It doesn't weaken. It doesn't soften. It's exactly the same thing. So you still get exactly what you need for your healing. So don't worry if it's on a list with maybe 15, 20 other people. They're all going to get exactly what they need. So just know and trust that it's all coming from my heart to yours, for your highest good. Okay, so I've put your name down. So I'll put you on my weekly list. So just have yourself somewhere quiet and calm and comfortable when you want to receive the healing. So it's going to be on a Sunday at 8 p.m. So if you can, just try to find that time, just for maybe half an hour, just to receive that little bit of distance healing from myself. And that's the other point that I like to raise as well is a lot of people ask, well, do I really have to find somewhere quiet, calm, and comfortable? And like, well, you don't have to, because you're going to receive the Reiki healing anyway. But what I will say is the best way to receive and be receptive of the healing is to find that space and time for you to just relax. Because what that is going to do is, say if it's a weekly healing session at 8 p.m. every Sunday, it's going to give you that dedicated time for you that you've never given yourself before, for however many days, weeks, or even months or years, possibly. But you're going to start to dedicate that time to you to receive healing. That is your time. That's very, very sacred and very, very special. And that is the beauty of making that space and time for yourself to be able to receive the healing. It's not just something that say we put our names down, or I'm going to get that healing whenever. I think it needs to be treated with the respect and the sacred act of what it is of receiving healing. It really is a beautiful, beautiful way to receive healing wherever you may be in the country, in the world. You will get exactly what you need. So that's it. I just wanted to pop on quickly and just talk about the benefits of distance Reiki and how powerful it really is. And it really, really is. So, like I say, head over to my website, reikizen.co.uk. Have a look at the testimonials page. The majority of them have been distance Reiki clients that have all felt the benefit of distance healing. So it really is just as powerful and just as beneficial as in-person healing. There is no difference. With energy, there is no time and space. It is all here and it is all now. And that's why we're constantly working on being in the present, being in the present moment. So I'm going to head off. You have a good day too, Janet. Thank you very much for popping on and sharing. And like I say, I've put your name down, so I'll add you to my weekly healing list. And do subscribe to the channel. Also, check out my descriptions box below, which always has all the links for my social media, for my website, and have a look over there. Also, my Etsy shop, that's on there as well with some of my art prints. But yeah, go and check them out and see what you think. And I will see you in another video soon or another live, perhaps. Okay, but much love. Do take care. Bye for now.